Everyone preaches about how teamwork is important and that you should work with other people, but they never tell you how. Communication is the most important, and you don't even have to try to communicate with everyone. Persuading a couple of people to do something will kickstart everyone else. Movements are never made by everyone at once. It's always that one person who starts everything. You know, they reckon Ken the Wizard and Clive the Magician had one of the best flea collections in world history. Those fleas were the cleverest, liveliest, strongest fleas of their era, and most useful for all sorts of spells. Ken and Clive never went anywhere without at least 1,000 fleas on them, always kept safely in one of their bizarre glass bags so that everyone could appreciate the flea's special qualities. One time, Ken and Clive happened upon each other in a forest. Chatting and joking, time passed by quickly, and they realized that it was so late that they would have to camp out in the forest that night. While they were sleeping, Clive the magician sneezed with such magical violence that thousands of white hot sparks shot out of his nose. Ken and Clive had left their precious fleas on some leaves for the night, and unfortunately, one of those sparks landed on a leaf, and the whole lot set alight. As the fire started spreading, the two magicians continued sleeping, and their fleas began to look decidedly nervous. They were all terribly clever and strong, so each one of the fleas thought of their own strategy to escape the fire. However, as they were still inside the bags, and they each jumped in all different directions, this meant that the bags stayed exactly where they were. One of the fleas noticed how they were all leaping in different directions with no coordination. He realized they would never escape like that. He stopped jumping and gathered a group of fleas who he convinced to jump all at once. As they couldn't agree where to jump to, the fleas suggested they all jump first forward and then backward. The group started jumping together, and the rest of the fleas in the sack didn't take long to understand that jumping together would make it easier to escape the fire. So soon, all the fleas were jumping forwards, backwards. The fleas in the other bag saw this and imitated it. The two glass bags were now rolling backwards and forwards towards each other, and with one last effort, they collided, and both bags shattered into 1,000 pieces, setting the fleas free. By the time the fire had woken the magicians, it was already too late. Although they managed to put out the fire, the precious fleas had jumped far off into the night, and nothing more was ever heard of those truly exceptional fleas. Although some would say that to this day they still work together to help each other survive the dangers of the wild.